Today we're going to look at how to create your notes in NoodleTools. So far we've got our research project going. You should have your NoodleTools website up. And if you click your research project, we should be able to see that your research question is typed in, that it has been approved. And what we want to do then is make sure that our source that we found from the lab on Wednesday is currently in Works Cited. Remember, you need to have the credibility checklist completed for any online resources to ensure that that piece of information is credible and relevant to your topic. Today, I'm going to be using the book, The Hidden Life of Otto Frank by Carol Ann Lee, that we had looked at yesterday in class. I've already created that citation, and so what I'm going to do then is to go back to my dashboard. And we're going to start working on taking our notes. What you should have right now in front of you, we toggle over, is your list of categories that you were supposed to create for homework last night. Now remember, these categories are those smaller pieces of information or those main ideas that we can take away from our research question. If you ask the research question, how did Otto Frank survive Auschwitz during the Holocaust? The things that may come to mind when you're thinking about that is, well, survival or survive is a key word, so that's going to be something that I'm going to want to look up when I'm researching. Another topic we discussed was transportation. How did he get to Auschwitz? What happened to him while he was there would be under the work category. We also have liberation, what happened at the end, how he was able to survive and escape or leave Auschwitz. Nutrition and companions, how he was treated and what happened while he was there. These categories are going to be the items that I'm looking for when I'm reading through my notes and I'm reading through those articles. You want to have a purpose, or else it's going to be overwhelming with too much information. We need to be organized in order for our paper and our ideas to run smoothly. Now, some of you might have this written on loose leaf paper. Others of you may have written it, whoops, not there. Okay. You may have written it on the note card template that I gave to some of you yesterday in class. This is just another form of the CEE, just without the graphic organizer boxes. At the top, we always want to keep our research question in mind. Again, you need to have your source title and your author so that we are positive we are citing it correctly. The first thing you want to do is make that claim, which would be the transfer of those ideas that you have on your sheet from homework last night. Okay, so we have a research question, we've got some good ideas going, we found resources, we cited them, we've got our categories. Now what do we do? Well, if we look at our steps sheet, okay, the next thing that we want to do is going to be read and search for the most important information related to the main idea category, and then put that into the CEE model. We did this yesterday in class whenever we read together, highlighted, and then categorized our information. What I would like you to do is to take out that sheet of paper that has the note-taking graphic organizer on it that you filled in yesterday in class. Now, depending on what mod you're in, this might look different. The one that we have right here is based on the category transportation. Okay. We have labeled and put our main category in the box, and then down below I developed that into a sentence because for our claim it can't just be one word. Claim is a main idea, it's a sentence. And sometimes we want to start with the sentence starters, and if we don't need to, sometimes they're just implied. We don't always need to say, I think that. So what we have is our sentence for our claim is then, once the Franks were betrayed, they were taken and transported to concentration camps. Okay. As we look down below, we should have our direct quote with our sentence starter, quotation marks, and the citation. And the paraphrased version, which, yes, I will be asking you again, means that it is in your own words. Make sure you still have this citation though, or else it will be considered plagiarism. Even if it's in your own words, you got the idea from someone else. Okay? After we have our evidence, we then need to connect it to the claim or that category, and then connect it to your larger research question. Great. Now we've got all this information down. We're looking good. Things are starting to make a little bit of sense, I hope. And what I want to practice is how you're going to do this on your own. Because no, we're not going to print off all our resources and highlight them. You're going to be doing this right on the computer. Okay? So we need to bring NoodleTools back up, because this is the way we're going to be creating our note cards. Again, we are on our dashboard page, and right under Works Cited, it says Note Cards and Outline. Please click on that. So again, once you get to your NoodleTools page, okay, we should all be on the computer, looking at our dashboard, and if you're not to the dashboard, just click it up at the top. Scroll down to the components, which is on the left-hand side. And then under Works Cited, we see Note Cards and Outline, and you're going to click there. Okay. That's going to bring you to a new screen that says Note Cards at the top. And what we want to do is, it's telling us in this box, is to click the new note card button in order to obviously create a note card. Okay? So everyone go ahead and click that button, please, where it says New Note Card. This is then going to bring up a template, which is similar to the CEE, it's just laid out a bit differently. Okay? What we're going to be doing is where it says title or main idea, that's where you're going to write your claim, because we know that a claim is a main idea. Okay? So we're going to write our claim or our category here. You have your papers in front of you. I'm just going to toggle to the other screen. And our claim or our category is this transportation. Okay? So I'm going to go back to NoodleTools and type in transportation. Please do this along with me so that we can make sure you understand this format, so then you can use it when you look through your own articles and information. Okay. Again, where it says title and main idea, that's where you're putting your claim or that category topic. Okay. For here, it is transportation. When you go down below, we can see that it says direct quotation. This is where I was talking about how you're not going to need to rewrite everything. You'll just be able to copy and paste it. However, do not forget your sentence starter and your direct quotes. Okay? I'm just going to copy what we have down from our assignment we did in class yesterday. I'm going to take where it says direct quote, copy that, and just paste it in our direct quotation box. Again, in this direct quotation, you need to have the space that says your sentence starter, quotation marks, and the citation right after it. Okay. Where it says source up at the top, that's where you're going to click down and choose one of the sources you have in your Works Cited page. This is The Hidden Life of Otto Frank, so I'm going to click that source. You do not need to put in any information in pages, URL, the tags, or the pile. Please leave this all blank. You're then going to do the paraphrase or summary. This is again just showing the evidence in your own words. We did this yesterday in class, so I'm going to copy and paste that evidence in our paraphrase box. Now I know this might take you a little bit longer if you are typing it, as I just copied and pasted it, but I want you to be able to see that we are essentially doing the same CEE model. It just looks differently on NoodleTools. Okay, but again, we have our claim and our evidence in two forms, the direct quote and the paraphrase. Down below that where it says my ideas, well, your idea is going to be your explanation. Okay, and for your explanation, and every single time you do this, you're going to put a number 1, relates, whoops, make sure you spell correctly. Number 1, relates to the category. And then number 2, relates to research question. Because I do expect to see an explanation for both of these items. You have to relate your evidence back to this category that you have, and you also have to relate it back to the research question you have listed. This is going to really help you when you go to make your paragraphs and combine it for your essay. Everything should be related, and if you find that you have evidence that isn't really related to your research question, then maybe you don't really need it in your paper. Okay? For our purposes, we're just going to go ahead and copy and paste our explanation that we had from yesterday. And if we did not get this entire explanation down, this is where I would like you to pause so that we can then go ahead and copy or work on creating this explanation so that we have the entire CEE model. Okay. Once I have all 4 of these boxes filled, so I have transportation as my claim, I have my evidence for a direct quote and a paraphrase, and my ideas or the explanation down below for 1 and 2. Then I'm going to press save. This takes my note card into this box here. Okay, it's a holding area, and to make sure that it's saved, you need to go ahead and drag it into this white space. Great. And now that's where your note card will be. I will be able to view your note cards, check your note cards, and then you can re-access them. When you go and you find another resource, okay, or you do this on your own, what you're going to do is just look at this website, for example, another one on Otto Frank and Auschwitz. This website is an interview with him, and he's talking about how he almost gave up in Auschwitz. So that makes me think, after I read through this, what category does it relate to? If I'm struggling, the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look back at the categories that I have created. Okay. Let me just find the correct one. And if it's talking about how he almost gave up and then learned to survive, that category is going to be survival. I then go into NoodleTools, and I'm going to create new note card. For my category, we're just going to type survival. And then I'm going to go back to my website and find the direct quote I want to use. Okay. It's talking about how a Dutch doctor allowed him to get help from a German doctor, and because of that, he survived. So I would just copy this, go back to NoodleTools, paste it, And then make sure you have your sentence starter in the text. Okay. And then as you keep going, you're going to make sure that you save